Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a political story that has taken South Africa by surprise and sparked heated debates across the country. The African National Congress, yes, the same ANC that built its post-apartheid identity around black economic empowerment, is now signaling readiness to sit down with none other than the Democratic Alliance, the DA, to talk about changing BEE itself. You heard that right. The party that made BEE the foundation of economic transformation is now considering rewriting it, with the DA at the same table. Now, if you've followed South African politics for a while, you know that this is not your everyday policy discussion. This is more like watching Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates fans suddenly agreeing to support the same team. It's that shocking. The ANC has long treated BEE as sacred, the untouchable pillar of redress and equity. But times have changed, and the cracks in the system are showing. According to insiders, this new willingness to revisit BEE comes as part of a broader effort to build unity under the Government of National Unity, or GNU, which has brought together political rivals after the 2024 elections. The ANC is now saying it's open to dialogue, not to abandon transformation, but to modernize it. One senior ANC insider reportedly said, "We can't keep defending inefficiency and corruption under the banner of empowerment." That's quite a statement, and it reflects something deeper, a realization that South Africa's current economic policies may no longer be serving the people they were meant to uplift. Let's be honest, BEE was supposed to fix the legacy of apartheid by giving black South Africans a fair share of the economy. But over time, it became synonymous with politically connected deals, tenderpreneurs, and a select few individuals getting very rich while millions remain poor. The DA has been saying that for years. They've argued that BEE is race-based and exclusionary, and that it discourages growth and investment. Instead, they've proposed a growth-focused empowerment model that prioritizes skills development, job creation, and poverty alleviation rather than race quotas. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The DA is calling this a historic moment, the first real chance to build an inclusive economy that benefits all South Africans, not just the connected few. It's a rare moment of political maturity, or as some might say, political desperation disguised as cooperation. Because, let's face it, both parties are under pressure. The ANC is struggling to stay relevant in a coalition era, and the DA wants to prove that it can actually help govern rather than just criticize from the sidelines. Political analyst Professor Msebisai Nlitiana described the move as unprecedented. According to him, the ANC's openness to DA ideas shows that the party recognizes the urgency of South Africa's economic stagnation. It's not about ideology anymore, it's about survival. The country's economy has been crawling for years, unemployment remains sky-high, and frustration is spilling over in communities that feel completely left behind. Still, not everyone is cheering. Some ANC allies, including members of COSATU and the SACP, are not impressed at all. They see this as a dangerous flirtation with neoliberalism, a potential betrayal of the struggle's core ideals. They fear that if BEE is watered down, the ANC risks alienating its grassroots supporters who still see economic redress as unfinished business. And they're not wrong to worry. The ANC's base has already been shrinking, especially in urban areas. The MK Party and EFF have been eating into that support by positioning themselves as the true defenders of black empowerment. So, if the ANC looks too cozy with the DA, it might be handing its rivals a gift on a silver platter. Imagine Julius Malima's next rally. The ANC now wants to partner with the DA to cancel black empowerment. That line writes itself. But on the other hand, business leaders and investors are cautiously optimistic. They say a recalibrated empowerment policy could finally open doors for genuine participation, not just for politically connected elites, but for small black-owned businesses and ordinary citizens who have long been excluded from real opportunity. In short, if done right, this could help rebuild investor confidence, attract capital, and actually stimulate growth. Now, let's talk about timing. South Africa is at a crossroads, politically fragile, economically strained, and socially divided. The GNU is supposed to represent a new spirit of cooperation. But that cooperation means compromise, and compromise is not something the ANC has been known for when it comes to BEE. The idea that the ANC and DA could collaborate on something as emotionally charged as empowerment policy shows just how much the ground is shifting. Still, one can't help but ask, will this be a sincere partnership or just political theater? Because, in South Africa, big announcements often turn into endless committees, press briefings, and no real change. We've seen this movie before. What will matter is whether this dialogue leads to a policy that genuinely empowers people, rural workers, young graduates, small entrepreneurs, or if it just reshuffles the same names and faces in boardrooms. There's also a moral question here. Can empowerment be truly effective if it continues to rely on government intervention rather than building self-sustaining growth? The DA thinks not. The ANC says transformation must remain non-negotiable. So how do you bridge those two worlds? One rooted in redistribution, the other in free market reform. That's the puzzle. If the talks succeed, it could mark the beginning of a new political era, one where South Africa's major parties actually work together on structural reform rather than tearing each other apart. But if they fail, the fallout could be ugly. The ANC risks deep internal division. The DA risks alienating its supporters who distrust any partnership with the ruling party, and the GNU itself could begin to unravel before it even finds its rhythm. One thing is clear, this is not just about policy. It's about identity. For the ANC, it's a test of whether it can evolve without losing its soul. For the DA, it's a chance to show that it can contribute more than criticism. And for South Africa, it's a question of whether cooperation can finally replace confrontation in the search for growth and equality. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of a genuine partnership for progress, or just another round of political window dressing? Can the ANC and DA find common ground without betraying their supporters? And if they do rewrite BEE, will it finally benefit ordinary people instead of the same old elite? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Do you think this new collaboration could finally unlock South Africa's potential, or is it just another political illusion? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth political analysis, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next discussion. Thanks for watching, everyone. South Africa's political landscape is changing fast, and whether you see it as progress or panic, one thing's for sure, this new chapter will test every party's principles and every citizen's patience. See you next time.